people who are good people, they're going through suffering. People who are bad, they're having a good time.
Good time, yes.
See, the scriptures make it very clear that every action is bound to give a reaction. There is no way around it. Whenever we perform an activity, what happens is it's like sowing a seed in the ground.
Where it gets confusing, at least for novices like us really, is when you say the fruits will come not in this janm, but it will probably come in the next cycle of birth and death really. That's when it gets sort of confusing.
We should be getting results immediately. In this life only, why
Correct.
it has to go to the next life?
Yep.
He says that why 50 lifetimes? The principle of maintaining a balance sheet is very simple. Credit, debit, balance. But then it really gets complicated, isn't it?
Correct.
At the end of the year.
And if there is a mismatch, you get bankrupt there quickly.
When I was in engineering, I think they were teaching us Fortran. I don't know what they're teaching nowadays.
Now it's Python.
When a software engineer writes a code, the company expects him or her to give hash codes
Yeah.
to explain what is happening here in this particular section of the programming. Liberation can be attained when we become freed from both positive results and negative results. A lot of
Take a bath after Prayagraj, at least the two combined.
That's interesting. So when this particular devotee told them, a lot of people put on their clothes once again. I don't want to take a bath in the Yamuna because I lose my piety also. We can't
Run away from it.
we can't run away from it.
It's like the BrahMos missile will chase you right through the edge.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Pranam Prabhuji, good morning.
Good morning.
Prabhuji, last time we started on chapter 4, just about started wetting our feet on Gyan Yoga really. And we quickly went through the whole concept of parampara you were explaining and how Krishna passed it on one after another. And then he said that he wants to start the whole process again through Arjuna because he feels that the parampara has been lost over a period of time, sort of like Chinese whispers, I guess, really. So as we progress now, over to you on to further aspects of Gyan Yoga.
So, Shri Krishna, he speaks about himself, right? Because Arjuna raises this question regarding how is it that you spoke this knowledge originally to Vivaswan?
Yeah.
Because Vivaswan is very...
Was so far back, really.
Yes. So in answer to that, Krishna explains about his own divinity. And then he says, so in that context, there are many verses that we discussed last time.
Correct. I was always there. I have always been there.
And then yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata vyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. All these famous verses of the Bhagavad Gita come in that particular context. And then Krishna, he says that one who knows this divinity of mine doesn't get entangled in the reactions of karma. So in text number 14 he says, Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spraha iti mam yo abhijanati karma bhir nazabadhyate. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So, one who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. So, one who knows the position of God naturally will perform akarma. And so such a person won't get entangled in the fruitive reactions of work. That's what Krishna is trying to say in this particular verse. So he is setting the stage for explaining the concept of karma here.
So the three aspects, karma, akarma, and vikarma.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right? So in text number 16 it says, Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo api atra mohita tatte karma pravakshami yajnatva moksha se shubhat. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Kim karma kim akarmeti. What is karma and what is akarma? Kavayo pyatra mohita. Even the great kavis, the most intelligent people, even they are mohita. They become confused, they become bewildered. So, tatte karma pravakshami. I'm going to explain to you this concept of karma here, because if you understand this concept of karma properly, that paves the way to liberation. Karmanyohapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmanogati. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. So Krishna is, as you rightly said, he's pointing out three things here. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmana. Karma, vikarma, and then akarmanascha bodhavyam. Akarma.
So karma, work, forbidden work, and vikarma is what? No work.
Now, vikarma is forbidden work.
Forbidden work.
Karma is action as per the scriptural injunctions. And akarma is action which doesn't bear any results, good or bad. Karma bears positive results, vikarma bears negative results.
I see.
Akarma bears no results, positive or negative.
I see. Okay.
So when we engage in akarmic activities, that paves the way for liberation.
I see. Okay.
And Krishna says, despite knowing, even though you know, even if you understand what is karma, what is vikarma, and what is akarma, how they play out, how the laws of karma play out is very difficult to understand. Gahana karmanogati. See, karma is a topic which, people, it has become a very popular word, the word karma. Isn't it? Even in English language, there's this word karma. No?
Yes.
So people have some understanding of karma, but when it actually vouching for that law, oftentimes people who are good people, they're going through suffering. People who are bad, they're having a good time.
Good time, yes.
So people get confused that is it that the law of karma is actually playing out? Is it really valid? So we'll discuss this a little bit here. See, even though the law of karma in principle is very simple, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. But then, as you sow, so shall you reap. But when it actually plays out in real life, it can get really complicated. In the sense that for a lot of actions that we perform, the reaction doesn't come immediately.
Yeah.
It comes in a delayed way.
With a lag.
Yeah. And that creates confusion. Right? See, the scriptures make it very clear that every action is bound to give a reaction. There is no way around it. But some actions, they bear immediate fruits. Some actions bear fruits in a delayed way.
Yeah.
Whenever you perform an activity, what happens is it's like sowing a seed in the ground. Now it's a matter of time before that seed germinates, turns into a sapling, into a plant, into a tree, and then the fruits. Sometimes the seed germinates and grows into a plant immediately. Sometimes after a while there is a delay. But it is going to bear fruits in due course of time.
I guess where it gets confusing, at least for novices like us, really, is when you say the fruits will come not in this Jan, but it will probably come in the next cycle of birth and death, really. That's when it gets sort of confusing and illusionary.
Yes. So, to understand this better, why is it? Sometimes people say, the question often arises in people's mind, that we should be getting results immediately. In this life only, why it has to go to the next life? See, one way of understanding it is, at every moment we are creating so much of karma and so much of reactions for karma. So practically to get all the results within one lifetime is not practical. It is bound to overflow into a future life. That is one way of understanding. But a deeper understanding of why it gets carried forward to a future life sometimes. Why is it that sometimes when the seed is sown, it takes such a long time for it to fructify? To understand that, I'll tell you a story from the Mahabharata. At the end of the war of Kurukshetra, when Krishna comes to meet Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra asks him a question. That, for any parent to see a child die in front of them is very excruciating. It's considered to be one of the biggest misery that a parent can go through. And Dhritarashtra, he had to see not just one child, but
all of them.
100 of them.
All of them,
100 of them, all of them, die while he's still alive. So Dhritarashtra asked this question to Krishna. What kind of karma did I perform that I had to bear such results? So in response, Sri Krishna, he tells Dhritarashtra that 50 lifetimes ago, you were a hunter and you were trying to hunt a bird and the bird flew off. And frustrated, right in front of the bird's eyes, you destroyed the 100 eggs of the bird. And the bird went through excruciating agony. And the reaction for that is like, as you sow, so shall you reap. So the reaction for that would be, you will have to kind of see 100 children getting killed right in front of your eyes. And that's the reaction that you're getting right now. So when Krishna says this, Dhritarashtra asks the next logical question. He says that why 50 lifetimes? Why I had to wait for 50 lifetimes to get this reaction? So Krishna makes very interesting statement. He says that in order to get the reaction, get that proportional reaction of seeing 100 children being killed right in front of your eyes, first you have to have 100 children. That is a prerequisite. To have even one child, it requires a lot of piety to have even one child. And here you are speaking about 100 children. So it took you 50 lifetimes to accumulate enough piety to have 100 children. And once you have 100 children, your bad karma caught up with you. See, using the seed analogy, when you, as I said, every time you perform a karma, it's like sowing a seed into the ground. Now the seed, whether it fructifies or not, when it will fructify is dependent upon a lot of other factors also.
Correct. Yeah.
The fertility of the soil, how much water is available.
Monsoons, weather.
Sunlight. So when all these conditions are met, the seed will germinate and grow into a tree and bear fruits. Even if one of these conditions are not met, it will lie dormant, waiting for the right opportunity to fructify. So, as Krishna is telling in the Gita, Gahana Karmano Gati. The principle of the law of karma is very simple. But when it plays out in real life, sometimes it gets a little tricky, it gets a little complicated.
Hmm.
It's like you are from the finance world, isn't it? The principle of maintaining a balance sheet is very simple. Credit, debit, balance.
Yeah.
But then it really gets complicated, isn't it?
Correct.
At the end of the year.
And if there is a mismatch, you get bankrupt there quickly.
So the laws of karma are very perfect. Books are kept in a perfect way. But we find it difficult.
Time periods are different.
Yeah, to follow it becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
It's like another example is of somebody has written a software code. See, I've learned a little bit of programming myself. So it's very simple. You know, during our times, when I was in engineering, I think they were teaching us Fortran.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're teaching nowadays.
Hmm. Now it's Python.
It's Python.
Python all the way.
Okay. So Fortran, the what do you call it? The commands were very simple.
Yeah.
If, only if loop, this loop, that loop, very simple. But when an expert programmer writes a code,
Yeah.
it gets so complicated that oftentimes another software engineer can't follow what is being written. So oftentimes it is, when a software engineer writes a code, the company expects him or her to give hash codes
Yeah.
to explain what is happening here in this particular section of the programming. So the law of karma is simple. Karma, vikarma, akarma. But when it combines together, in real life, the code really becomes very complicated.
I guess in banking terms, if I were to probably try and give an analogy, my bank is doing very well just now. Yeah. All parameters are perfect. Suddenly, an old NPA comes to the surface and hits me today. Really.
Yeah.
And then the whole balance sheet becomes topsy-turvy.
Yes.
I guess it's something like that.
Absolutely.
And like I said, it becomes more complicated if it crosses a generation or a life cycle. Yeah.
And from this story of the Mahabharata, it can go as far as 50 lifetimes also that Krishna is telling. So it becomes really messy from that perspective. So basically, so we discussed karma and vikarma. See, the entire thing about the law of karma, it is between karma and vikarma. Karma is positive activities, vikarma is negative activities. Vikarma gives rise to negative results, karma gives rise to positive results.
Correct.
But the Gita's teachings is you go beyond karma, vikarma to akarma. Try to do activities that bear no results.
I see.
Why is that?
Different from expecting no result.
No, the actions that bear you no karmic results.
No karmic results. Okay.
See, when you do actions as per the injunctions of the scriptures, you get positive results. When you do actions against the scriptural injunctions,
you get negative results.
You are bound to get negative results. Now, as long as we are acting for results, with the expectations of results, as long as you are working with the expectations of results, selfish expectation of results, okay, when we have,
Correct.
So when we work with selfish expectations of results, we will be accumulating either positive karma or negative karma. And as long as we have this positive karma or negative karma, we have to remain in this material world. We can't gain moksha or liberation.
I see.
Liberation can be attained when we become freed from both positive results and negative results. So oftentimes people feel that, let me do piety. Some time ago, one of our devotees from ISKCON, they were taking a small pilgrimage or yatra to Vrindavan. A group of people, pious people, maybe a few families or something like that. And they were about to take a bath in the Yamuna. So before they took a bath in the Yamuna, he told them that there is a fundamental difference between taking a bath in the Ganga and taking a bath in the Yamuna.
I see.
If you take a bath in the Ganga, आपके पाप धुल जाते हैं. you'll lose all your sins.
Correct.
And if you take a bath in the Yamuna, both your sins and piety both get exhausted. So immediately a lot
You
of...
should take a bath after Prayagraj. At least the two combined, really.
That's interesting. So when this particular devotee told them, a lot of people put on their clothes once again. I don't want to take a bath in the Yamuna because I'll lose my piety also. See, the Gita's teaching is beyond piety and impiety here. Why? Because, see, the nature of this world is, even though you are very pious, still there will be some suffering in this world. It's the nature of this world. The example is given that coming into this world is like coming into a salt mine. However careful you are, some salt will, touch you by the time you come out of the mine. Isn't it? Another example that is given is that of, I give you freshly prepared sweet rice, kheer. Wonderful sweet rice with all kesar, badam and all these things. But before I give you in a bowl full, I add a half a teaspoon of sand into it.
Oops.
And mix it.
Well,
Can you enjoy it?
no.
So the world is such a place that no matter how pious you are, it's not possible to be fully happy in this world. So those who are thoughtful think in terms of transcending this world and achieving the inner joy of liberation. So that is why Krishna recommends Akarma.
I see.
So how do you perform Akarma? See, Akarma, actions that bear neither positive nor negative.
Or negative outcomes.
I give a few examples in this connection. One example is that of a bank teller, a cashier in a bank. A cashier in a bank works very diligently, very responsibly, and he counts how much money is being deposited, maybe sometimes twice, sometimes thrice. They use the machine also nowadays to count it. And even on the machine, they will put it twice on the machine. But then, if there is a deposit of a few lakh rupees or a few crore rupees also, it's not that the bank teller starts dancing.
My money, my money,
my money, my money, my money.
No.
And even if there is a withdrawal of a few lakh or a few crore rupees,
he doesn't become sad.
He doesn't become sad because he understands that I am counting all this money, I'm doing this job on behalf of the bank.
It's not my money.
It's not my money.
I'm only an intermediary.
Yes, I'm an instrument.
Yes.
So similarly, when we perform actions in this world on behalf of God, and that's what exactly Arjuna was expected to do by Sri Krishna.
Yeah.
You act diligently, you fight diligently with all your effort.
Yeah.
To the best of your ability. But do it on behalf of Mamanusmara Yudhyacha. We will see further in the Bhagavad Gita. Mamanusmara Yudhyacha, Krishna says. Another example is of a person who is a soldier.
Yeah, that's a very relevant one today. Yes.
Yes. A soldier.
Massive amount of sacrifice.
Massive amount of sacrifice. And at the border.
The benefit of the country.
Yes. So, on the borders, the soldier kills a lot of enemy soldiers. And the same soldier, when he comes to his hometown, and maybe he gets into a brawl with some in the marketplace, and then he takes out his gun and shoots down the people there, person with whom he's having a conflict. Now the same soldier, when he is killing a person on his behalf, he'll be tried.
That will become Vikarma.
That will become Vikarma. But the same soldier
on the battlefield
is killing people on behalf of the nation, not on his own behalf. So there is no karma for that.
That's selfless.
That is selfless. On behalf of the country. So similarly, when we perform with expectations of selfish results, any activity in this world will bear results, either karma or vikarma. Will bear some reactions for it. But when we perform actions in this world without any expectations, positive or negative, and we are doing everything on behalf of God, that transcends all the laws of nature, and we are progressive on the path of akarma.
Correct. So I think the bold and underline really is doing it selflessly and on behalf of God.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when we do that, then we become
The
progressive.
balance sheet is always balanced.
See, this is another thing which I would like to bring out here. Have we spoken about Karmavad and Devavad in the previous session? I think
No.
we have.
No.
See, I think we have.
That's okay.
The farmer and the field.
Yes, yes.
Our action, our endeavor does matter.
Yeah.
And then the
20%.
Yes.
That's how we define the 20%
Yes,
principle.
yes.
That someone not in our control is controlling some of it. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
That, I think it's the 80-20 principle.
80-20 principle.
80-20 principle here.
But the 20% has the veto.
It has the veto here.
It defines whether ultimately the plant becomes big or no. Really.
Absolutely.
Correct.
See, sometimes people wonder, okay, fine. See, when you are going through a negative phase in life, and even if you accept the law of karma, then it can be a little depressing in the sense that, okay, I might have performed Vikarma in the past, but now I'm trying to perform either karma or akarma. I'm trying to
correct the situation.
To correct the situation.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, am I bound to get the reactions for the Vikarma that I have performed in the past? See, there are two ways of knowing it, understanding it. One thing is, as I said, as long as we continue performing karma and akarma from now on, the vikarma of the past will in due course of time get exhausted.
Yeah.
So we should always have a positive mindset. We have discussed this previously also in a previous class.
Yeah.
Another thing is, karmani nirdhati kintuja bhakti bhajan. Once we actually turn towards Sri Krishna, that is why he tells in this particular verse, isn't it? In the Gita, he says, text number 14, he says, right? There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions. So, once we become conscious of God, once we become conscious of Sri Krishna, and sincerely start performing all our activities on his behalf, by his influence, even our past vikarmas are taken care of.
Oh, I see.
There's another way of looking at this particular thing. So in this way, Krishna, he beautifully explains. And then in the next verse he says, one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men and is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. One who sees inaction in action. This is, Krishna is speaking very specifically to Arjuna here, and in general for all people for all time to come. The Arjuna, he wanted to escape from the laws of karma by going to the forest. But Krishna is warning him here that one who sees inaction, action in inaction. See, even though you might be externally not performing any activities, externally you might be performing inaction, but nonetheless the law of karma will continue to act. See, this is very interesting at the same time. Just because we are not performing any activity externally doesn't mean we are absolved of the law of karma. Because we breathe. When we breathe, we are inhaling a lot of microorganisms. And we are killing them. We are walking. And when we walk, we are stamping living entities. We can't
run away from it.
We can't run away from it.
It's like the BrahMos missile will chase you right through the edge.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
The law of karma.
By inaction, you cannot run away from it.
You can't run away through inaction because we have to perform some action. You might be sleeping. While sleeping also, you are performing action.
Yeah.
So we need to understand this intricate detail of the law of karma so that we don't take it superficially. So the only way to become freed from the laws of karma is to change our consciousness, is to purify our consciousness. Purify our consciousness, continue performing our duties, and continue performing our duties in a purified consciousness.
Yeah.
so that we will become freed from the laws of karma. We end up performing akarma rather than vikarma or karma.
Got it.
Right?
Got it.
So that's what Krishna is telling here. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. And the key thing Krishna explains in the next verse. One is understood to be in full knowledge, whose every endeavor is devoid of desire for sense gratification.
Selflessness.
Selflessness. Such a person is said by the sages to be a worker for whom the reactions of work have been burned up by the fire of perfect knowledge. So, Jnanagni dagda karmanam tammao pandita buddha. Jnanagni. That's how, this concept of jnana comes in this particular chapter.
He is gradually moving into the jnana.
Jnana. See, jnana, it's through knowledge. When you are enlightened in knowledge, that's when you have no attachment to the reactions of your work.
To the work part of it, yes.
You're not selfishly attached to the results. That to the extent you are enlightened in jnana. So, enlightenment in jnana is very important for, see, we might know theoretically that if I act selfishly, I'll be subject to the reactions. But in order to actually act in that consciousness, unless that knowledge is realized, to the extent that knowledge is realized, to that extent, we'll be able to actually act in a selfless spirit. So when Krishna is speaking about jnana here, we should understand that it is not theoretical knowledge.
I see. It is realization of
it is realized knowledge.
I think that's the subtle difference.
So the difference between theoretical knowledge and realized knowledge is, when the knowledge is theoretical, we are not able to implement it in all situations. It's theoretical to some extent.
Concept, only concept.
It's a concept.
Correct.
Realized knowledge is, in every situation of life, we are actually able to live that knowledge.
Live it really, yes.
That is realized knowledge.
Experiencing the knowledge.
Yes, experiencing the knowledge. Enlightened knowledge. So, to the extent we realize that it is not really worth acting in this world attached to the fruits selfishly. To the extent we are convinced of it because of realized jnana, to that extent the reactions of karma will be burnt.
I see.
The enlightenment in jnana is very important. That's what Krishna is emphasizing in this particular verse. Abandoning all attachment to the results of his activities, ever satisfied and independent, such a person performs no fruitive action, although engaged in all kinds of undertakings. Such a person of understanding acts with mind and intelligence perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, such a person is not affected by sinful reactions. There is no reaction for such a person because such a person is acting in perfect knowledge. And then Krishna, he describes the symptoms of such an enlightened person in the next few verses. And then this beautiful verse which comes, text number 24. Brahmarpanam brahmahavir, brahmagnau brahmanahutam, brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. Brahmarpanam brahmahavir. See, the analogy is given of a yagya here. See, as I was explaining during the
last time we had seen, yagya is a means of getting tuned to sacrificing.
Yes.
Gratitude.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Krishna is using the analogy of a yagya here. So, in a yagya, there is the fire of the yagya, and then there is the ahuti that you put, and then all the different ingredients, different aspects of the yagya is there. Correct? Now, he's using that analogy here, that somebody who has reached the culmination of Karma Yoga, who is on the level of Jnana, who has reached the platform of enlightenment, who is living the understanding that it is not worth working for the working for selfish interests, whenever such a person acts in this world, what is such a person's consciousness? So he says, Brahmarpanam, what such a person offers is of spiritual nature. It's not material. Material in the sense that it bears positive or negative reactions. Something that is beyond the laws of karma is transcendental in this particular instance. Such a thing is called Brahman. Brahmarpanam, what is being offered is Brahman. Spiritual, purely spiritual in nature, not material at all. Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havir. Havi is the butter or the ghee that is offered.
Yes.
That is also transcendental in nature. Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havir, Brahmagna. The Agni is also transcendental in nature. See, the point here is, the analogy that is given here is, basically, such a person, whatever such a person does, thinking, thoughts, words, actions, everything of such a person is purely transcendental. Has got nothing to do with the material world. So that's what Krishna is trying to say here. Isn't it? And then, Krishna, in the next few verses, describes the different kinds of yajnas according to different ashramas of a living entity. So, in the Vedic system, we all go through different ashramas. Brahmacharya ashram, Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, Sannyasa ashram. So, Krishna recommends different kinds of yajnas for different kinds of ashram in the next few verses, where he speaks about Swadhyaya yajna for Brahmacharis, Dravyamaya yajna for Grihasthas, then Tapo yajna for Vanaprasthas, etc. Right?
And yajna in this case subtly is not only, what we normally understand by the fire, and what you offer. Yajna here is basically sacrificing anything.
Yeah, sacrificing something that is dear to you.
Sacrificing something which is dear to you.
For a brahmachari, Swadhyaya yajna means what? Brahmachari, students, the early part of our life, we have a strong tendency to learn things. So in the modern day world, people are busy learning how to do more sense gratification in the future. So when you sacrifice that kind of selfish learning to learn the Shastras, you take out some time for studying the Shastras, that is called Swadhyaya yajna.
I see.
That propensity to learn for sense gratification, you are sacrificing that propensity to learn the scriptures, which eventually lead you towards selflessness. So that itself is a yajna.
That's a yajna.
That's a yajna. That's Swadhyaya yajna. And then, towards the end, describing different types of yajnas, etc. And then Krishna makes this beautiful statement. He says, for best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice, one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. What then to speak of the next? See, sacrifice is important, obviously, to, as we are discussing in the section on Karma Yoga, the yajnas help us develop a selfless attitude, which paves the way to liberation, towards liberation.
Yeah.
But this concept of yajna is important even for living a happy life in this world. Even materially speaking, if a person is purely living in a very selfish way, such a person is leading a very miserable life. You have to sacrifice for somebody, at least for your own kids. If not beyond your family, unless a person sacrifices for at least the family, such a person is ultimately leading a very hollow life. This is what beautifully Krishna is telling in this particular verse. And then, Krishna will make this very beautiful statement about the importance of the Guru on the spiritual path. This we can take in our next one. Next session.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, wonderful.
Episode 12 continues with Gyan Yoga. Krishna explains that anyone who understands his divinity does not get entangled by the outcomes of their karma. We understand the key distinction between karma, Vikarma and Akarma. Krishna explains that true liberation or moksha comes only through Akarma. The laws of karma exemplify the concept of as you sow, so shall you reap. And we are cautioned that the reaction to an action, positive or negative, may take time and come in a delayed way, but come it will. Krishna guides us on how to perform Akarmic actions so that we get out of this cycle of action and reaction of our karmas. For this, we are advised to perform all our actions as if we are doing them on behalf of God diligently without any selfish expectations. We also learn that you cannot avoid action by externally being inactive. The laws of karma will still apply even if you run away, for example, to the forest under the guise of inaction. The laws of karma can be avoided only through realized knowledge, not just through a theoretical one. A person with such realized knowledge is transcendental, selfless, and has practically nothing to do with the material world. And we are finally told that without sacrifice, one can hardly live happily on this planet or this life. Yagnas help us appreciate this concept of sacrifice, and we are prescribed different yagnas for different stages of a living entity.